What are you thankful for, Mike?
You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for you guys.
Aw.
Goodness, I'm just going to throw up a little bit.
Yeah, just in your own mouth and.
You know what? I try to be honest and sincere, and this is how it gets sent back to me, just like this. Well, fine. You know what? The heck with you guys. I'm thankful for donuts.
Ooh, donuts are good.
Donuts are ranked number 1. Brian and Kurt are tied for number 2.
There you go.
And Sherry.
Oh yeah, and
She's in there too. Now, if you guys were all holding donuts, then we'd have a problem. But that's a topic for another podcast. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Controller Throwers podcast. This is podcast episode number 79 for Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. Hello, everyone. I am Mike. With me, as always, is Mr. Kurt.
Hello.
And Mr. Brian.
Donuts. Sorry.
All right.
Hi.
You know what? Let's just stop the show and we'll all go out and get donuts. We'll go to Huck Finn's and get some donuts.
There you go.
All right. So Sherry is not in today. She's doing family things. So it's just the original crew from 2 years ago. Almost 2 years, guys. We started this in January of 2017. Is that
crazy,
something?
isn't it?
Is that something or what? Yeah.
I
Anyway,
got nothing.
I got nothing. I'm still surprised I'm friends with you guys after this.
I know,
all
right?
right.
Bunch of jerks. Oh wait, I'm talking about myself.
All right. Well, Kurt, what do we got in the news?
All right. Well, over 25 years ago, there was a strategy guide business called Prima Games that started up, and they were writing strategy guides and everything for video games and stuff like that. But unfortunately, they're closing their doors. The company will reportedly end operations by spring 2019. As an internal memo from DK CEO Ian Hudson announced the closure, unfortunately, Hudson wrote, during a year-long extensive review, many new ways were explored to diversify Prima Games publishing. However, the dynamics for us for this fast-paced landscape have continued to prove difficult. This enormous, dedicated team has made every effort to turn the business around, but challenging market conditions have unfortunately worked against them. Prima Games has offices in California, Indiana, New York. They'll begin the closure starting this month. Prima Games started in 1990, writing books containing cheat codes for systems like the Game Boy, Sega Genesis, NES, and whatnot. Prima later expanded their focus to strategy guides, and a lot of their books became collector's items for hardcore gamers. This is pretty sad because I remember getting strategy guides and stuff like that all the time, constantly. And, even cheat code books from back in the day for the NES and the Genesis and everything else. It's sad times that we're gonna see them close their doors. I know you're just gonna say this. It's the age of the internet, and now everybody could just go online and find it on everybody else's website.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I was going to say it's the end of an era.
Yep.
That's kids these days will never fully appreciate the usefulness of a good old-fashioned strategy guide.
Remember those days when we had to look at a book to get some hints on how to play a game?
Pepperidge
Farm,
Farm,
remembers?
I still have my original NES one, or my original Zelda for the NES one.
Oh, wow.
That book was like thick. It was huge because it showed every dungeon in a map, every item where it was located, all the enemies, and what their drops were. I mean, it was amazing.
That's crazy. Throughout college, I lived and breathed by my Final Fantasy VII strategy guide. Like, it was so used that like pages were falling out, and I just had to like make sure they were in the right spot. I honestly, especially in Final Fantasy VII, a game that big, I seriously read the book as I was playing the game. I'm like, okay, I don't want to miss this, so I got to make sure I'm doing this, doing that. Brian, can I venture a guess? I'm probably wrong on this, but did you own the Perfect Dark strategy guide?
It's actually funny you brought that up. Yes, I did.
You did? Oh!
I did.
I am the smartest man alive. I don't know why, Brian. It just seemed to me like that would be something you would own.
Well, it's actually funny you brought that up because I was going to share my one Prima story.
Now that I took your thunder.
You segued me into it because I never really owned the strategy guides. I had a few, but I never really like took the time to like pause the game and flip through the pages to find something. So I always kind of like when I did play them, I would like find some stuff beforehand and then or like put like paper there so I can know where I'm going next. But the strategy guide, the Prima strategy guide for Perfect Dark, I actually read that thing like a novel. Like I would literally sit when I wasn't playing a game and just read that book, read it chapter by chapter, you know, whatever mission I was on, whatever level I was on, I would read that part and think, okay, this is where I have to go. And I would like literally just study that book for that game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it was the only one I had, but I think it made me so much better at that game, and so it really made me enjoy it because then I could say, okay, I know where some secrets are, or I know I know what this gun does, or I know the usefulness of this gun, or whatever the case was, just because I read that book.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's kind of funny because it was kind of the same thing for me with Mario 64. I had the Mario 64 strategy guide and read that thing cover to cover before I even owned a Nintendo 64. So when I got Mario 64, I blazed through it. I'm like, oh, I know what to do here. Yeah, and actually now so my son is really into Pokemon, and I've gotten into Pokemon too as a result of that. I never played Pokemon before. But he's so into it that we've actually gone to what's that place called? What's that place where we went there to look for comics before we went to the lake. Half price books. We actually bought a bunch of Pokemon strategy guides from Half Price Books. So he's having a lot of fun reading those. So it really is sad, because those are not only were they great just to like to help you walk through the game, but the art, it had like pages of art, like interesting facts about the game's development, things like that you just can't find that level of detail and that level of care looking at a walkthrough on Game Facts or something. So they will.
No, but then you could just Google interesting things about the game. So
yeah. All right. Well,
Google is your friend.
I'm not putting anything by him because like you guys said, it's an end of an era, and it's sad to see him go, but it's reality. It's life nowadays. So Yep.
Gotcha. Let's see. All right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Kurt. Actually, Kurt, do you want to take the next news? That's supposed to be Sherry's, but she's not in.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
I'll take the next one also. Player Unknown Battleground has officially been announced for the PlayStation 4 and is coming out sooner than you may think. PUBG is a battle royale multiplayer shooter where 100 players drop into a map and fight to survive. The last standing is, quote, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Do you know what that quote is from?
PUBG?
No. Winner, winner, chicken dinner is from Crazy Dude. God, now I forgot his name.
Nicolas Cage?
No.
My dad?
Well, could be.
Pope?
Did you say the Pope?
It'll come back to me. Anyways, the Pope. Yes, you got it. The Pope.
The Pope said winner, winner, chicken dinner.
He was an actor. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. The guy that
You're not giving us much help here.
Got AIDS.
Magic Johnson?
No, he's
My
not
dad?
an actor, is he?
You said he was an actor.
Yeah. Anyways, PUBG will launch on December 7th with 3 maps, with a new snow-themed map releasing this winter. According to the PlayStation blog, the game will include all major features like custom matches, ranked system, event mode, trophies, and much, 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 much more. There are several options to choose from when purchasing PUBG. The Disc Edition for $30, which just includes the base game. The Looters Edition, which is $30 also, which includes the base game. And Survival's Digital Edition, which is $50, which includes the base game, event passes, 2,300 G coin pack, and 20,000 BP. There's also a Companions Digital Edition for $60, which includes the base game, the event pass, 6,000 G coin, and 20,000 BP.
This is a surprise. I mean, this just came out of nowhere.
That it's coming out for PS4?
Yeah, it was initially touted as an Xbox exclusive. Like everybody was like, this is a reason to buy an Xbox One over a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, but at the same time, PlayStation just did announce that they were going to start doing cross-play compatible. So, I mean, PUBG, I mean, I would see them seeing PUBG as being like a huge, I don't know, cash cow for them, if you will, because it's so popular that if they opened up their system to a multi-platform gaming, I think this would be one of their first ones that they would also jump into, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I got a different take on this.
Okay.
I think PUBG is just sick and tired of getting their asses handed to them by Fortnite, so they decided to expand.
There you go.
That could be, yeah.
I mean, Fortnite's what, on every system?
Yep.
So, and PUBG's an Xbox One exclusive. I mean,
And PC.
Expand your system, expand your player base, and maybe you'll get a little chunk of that back, or a little chunk period.
Yeah. I don't know. It might be, you know what? And to Brian's point, it might be a little too late because I mean we all know how crazy Fortnite is right now. Even though PUBG was the one who technically, well, I'm not gonna say technically started, but PUBG was the one who kicked off the whole battle royale genre. But then Fortnite just took the ball and ran with it. So
and now you have Black Ops 4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they might be a little late to the party.
And there's countless other battle royale games on the PC as well. And then so also to that point, PUBG you have to pay for. Fortnite is freemium, but free technically if you want to just do the base game.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, here's hope it goes to the cross-play compatibleness, because that's something that will kill Sony down the line when the next gen systems come out.
Yep. I agree. But yeah, so yeah, that game comes out when does it come out again? December 7th. PUBG will launch on December 7th. So if you really want to get into that game and you don't have an Xbox or your PC is not strong enough, then you have an option if you have a PlayStation 4. So, hey, fine with me. And switching from Sony to Microsoft. So here's a recap. So Microsoft had their XO18 event this past week, which is kind of their their Microsoft Xbox yearly, I guess, event, like press conference where they show off interesting stuff. It's nowhere like an E3 conference, but it's still a lot of fun if you're a big Microsoft fan. So we're going to give you a recap on some of the stuff that was announced. So Microsoft acquired two developers, Obsidian, who's responsible for Fallout New Vegas, and In Exile, who made Wasteland 2. They also announced that PUBG is available on the Xbox Game Pass later this week. They gave a release date for Crackdown 3, which is February 15th.
Finally.
Yeah, I know. Also announced that all 3 Final Fantasy 13 games are coming to the Xbox One via backwards compatibility.
Ooh.
They showed off a player versus player centric expansion for Sea of Thieves called the Arena. Also, they showed another trailer. That's how we get so many of these trailers. This one for Kingdom Hearts 3, showing off a Winnie the Pooh level with Winnie the Pooh characters. Also, this one might interest you, Kurt. Microsoft is bringing mouse and keyboard support to Xbox One. 2 games were confirmed compatible, those being Fortnite and Warframe. Okay. And finally, Forza Horizon 4's very first add-on is called Fortune Island, which is an area rife with treasures and very extreme weather conditions. It will release on December 13th with a $20 price point. Brian, did you and I played the original Crackdown a lot together, didn't we? When you first got the Xbox? I'm trying to remember. I know I played it online a lot with somebody.
It was, yes. I think so.
So I think you got it for free. I think the system came free. The game came free with the system.
I know it was the very first game I ever played on my 360.
Okay.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Then it's got to be you.
So yeah, that is very possible.
Yeah, let's just say it was you.
Okay.
It was you.
That.
There you go.
And done.
I like seeing that Microsoft is acquiring new developers to work specifically for the Xbox, because again that creates competition, and when the companies are competing against each other, the gamers get better games.
I agree.
Yep. I also think it helps Microsoft since Sony's library of exclusives is just so much better than Microsoft's right now.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe this will turn it around and bring it back to the good old Halo days.
Let's hope so. I really hope that Microsoft's got some good stuff to announce, because I want to get an Xbox, but I need reasons. So,
you know what the reason is?
What's the reason?
To have an Xbox.
But why would I? Let's say we've had this conversation on at least 30 different episodes.
I mean, look at this. I have both. I have all 3.
Right. So
because I have, and I find a game and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna play it on this system. Right there you go.
What I do is, if I'm going to purchase a system, I say, okay, can I think of between 5 and 10 exclusive games for this system that make it worth it for me? I can't do that yet with the Xbox, because a majority of those games will also play on my PC. So, but I hope, but it's, I'm not like a fanboy or anything. I hope nothing but the best for Microsoft on the Xbox. I still play my 360. I, love my OG Xbox. So, I don't know. Let's hope they have some more great stuff to announce. Let's hope the next Xbox, the next one that comes out will be pretty awesome as well.
I think they're getting to 8K was just announced, but I mean, I really hope they do something, because right now they're at the I mean, we talked about this before. Consoles are at their threshold right now with 4K gaming and everything else. They did just mention 8K not too long ago, but I don't think the next gen consoles are going to have 8K. So impress me on something other than Well, it runs a little smoother or faster because they're already 4K. They're already capable right now to produce the content. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want something exciting.
Yeah.
Like what? Like what though, Kurt? What? Give me an example of what you would look for, or something that would make you say, "Oh my God, I got to get the system."
See, right now there isn't anything. You know, I mean,
Well,
that's
what
the thing.
like what can the next gen systems bring for you though, or what can they
Okay, so a better
what can
VR
they add?
experience. A better VR experience with things that are not that heavy on your head. Right? Maybe that.
Okay, so make VR a
More
mainstream part of the system.
and more obtainable. I don't want $1,000 VR system. I mean, I know it's not $1,000, but after buying games and the peripherals and everything else, I mean,
Right,
you're spending a pretty penny on it.
right.
So, yeah, make VR more accessible. Do something that'll just blow me away. Like originally when the Xbox 360 came out and they said, "Hey, we got this the camera thing. I can't remember what they called it. The camera bar,
For what?
The Kinect?
The
the
Kinect?
Kinect. Yeah. Like originally, like that, like I remember, like Mike and I talking back then. We were hyped for it. We're like,
We were such
This is-
suckers.
yeah, but at the same time, we were excited about it. Now, the downfall was developers / Microsoft didn't build the games and didn't have the backing and the support for it.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, well, you could kind of play soccer with the Kinect, and you could hit a ball back and forth with the Kinect, but then they just kind of just, whatever.
And the same thing with the Xbox One with the Kinect, where they gave up halfway through and they're like, you know what, we're just going to sell the Xbox One without the Kinect. But first, when they were going to release the Xbox One, they were like, no, the Kinect is going to be on every single system. We are telling all developers they have to put some kind of connectivity in their games. And then they're just like, meh.
Yeah, right, exactly. So if you want me to be blown away, then blow me away with technology that's actually going to be there, that's actually going to be usable and not outrageously priced. Like VR. VR is a thing right now where a lot of people are trying to get into VR. They're just not doing it right. They're clunky. Like, you know, PlayStation with the big glowing ball at the end of the stick and stuff. It's like, come on.
Well,
The move
can you argue though that VR is so? I mean, it's relatively new that you look at TVs 20 years ago, how big and clunky they were. Give it
Sure.
some time. Give it some.
Sure, but at the same time, by the time the next gen consoles come out, they
It's not
should
going
have
to be
it
anywhere
figured
near.
out.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
There's
Would you guys also say though that Nintendo's doing that right now though, with the Wii motion controls and then the portable / console system?
Mm-hmm.
They're trying. Well, they do. They try to innovate. Sometimes it works with the Switch. Sometimes it doesn't work with the Wii U.
Wii U. Yeah.
So,
But at the same time, at least they made that leap forward to where everybody got excited.
there's
Now, did
actually
it flop and bomb afterwards, maybe,
And then rebound.
Mhm.
and then rebound. But
like Dickie Simpkins.
how
I
many
gotta
Twitter
throw. I
followers-
gotta try to throw at least one Dickie Simpkins reference into each episode.
That is, we have not talked about him in a while. You're
We
absolutely
have not.
right.
That's true.
Attention, Dickie Simpkins. If anybody who's reading or watching knows Dickie Simpkins, try to reach out to him, and we want him to be on our show. Former
would
Chicago
love-
Bulls.
We would
Chicago
love for
Bulls
him
player.
to be on
Dickie
it. Three-time NBA champ, Dickie
Three-time
Simpkins.
NBA champ, Dickie Simpkins. We want him on the show.
And Vash makes a good comment in the chat with Virtual Boy.
Well, that's true.
Like that, like when Virtual Boy came out, although it was only like red pixels, but when Virtual Boy came out, it was like there was hype for it, but it just bombed because they didn't have the support from the developers.
Right.
So I think like VR, being that it's a big thing, and being that you could get VR on Steam for computer games and everything else, and you got the Oculus, you have the Vive. You've got so many different types of platform for VR. I think if they just honed in the technology and just kind of got the developers excited about it I mean, could you imagine playing Red Dead Redemption in VR?
God, that would be, or just any multiplayer, game.
Right.
Or imagine playing like Madden in VR.
Yeah, Madden in VR, or or you want to get kids off the couch, do like soccer VR, having it actually like try to kick the ball, although they'd probably kick something into their TV. But I'm just saying, you want to get people off.
Well, that'd be the Wii controller all over again, where you're chucking the controller through the TV because you're not holding onto it hard enough, or you're throwing it too hard, or whatever the case was.
Did you ever see that video?
With people on accidents.
Did you ever see that video from one of like QVC or something, where the guy was playing Wii tennis when the Wii first came out, and he just smashed the giant TV on accident?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, but actually, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because there's a rumor that Sony just put out. Well, it's not a rumor about the patent, but Sony just put out a patent that for a controller with a touch screen on it, like an actual screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
so there's people saying that, hey, maybe this is what the PlayStation 5 is going to look like.
And it would be cool, but at the same time, what I think about when they announced that, because I saw that and I read about it, the first thing that came to mind is the Wii U.
Wii U, yep.
It's like, okay, well, here's this big, bulky controller that, like, it wasn't too bad, to be honest with you. I enjoyed the Wii U touchpad controller because you could not have the TV on or have it on kids watching TV or something, and you could still play the game. So that was kind of cool. But I don't know.
Yeah. I had no problem with the Wii U.
Never played it.
It's a fine system. All right, well, sounds good. That's I was just trying to get this guy to put on. Ooh. It's my VR headset.
See, I don't even. I have the.
Is that for the PlayStation one, or is
that? It's the PlayStation VR.
Now, how heavy is that thing, Mike?
And how do you like it?
It's not heavy. Honestly, I never played it.
Why not?
Because my son's been playing it.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays Job Simulator. He loves it. I'm like, you're not gonna love it when you're having life job.
You want to play Job Simulator? Go on, get a real job.
Yeah. All right. So that's all our news. So we only did just a few news items because we have something coming up we're going to be talking about. But Brian, why don't you let everybody know what games are coming out this week?
I would be happy to. You have Spyro, the Reignited Trilogy for the PS4 and the Xbox One. Hitman 2 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Word Hunters for the PS4. Fortnite Deep Freeze Bundle for the PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. The Golf Club 2019 for the PS4, Xbox One. SNK for the 40th Anniversary Collection for the Switch. Trailblazers for the PS4 and the Switch. Fallout 76 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Civilization 6 for the Switch, and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee for the Switch.
Holy cow!
That's a lot of stuff.
This is your prime week. This is the week where your wallet is starting to fill out its own will and testament. Because holy cow, that is a lot of games. So let's go through them. What do you guys find interesting on the list? Besides West Virginia
Yeah, West Virginia is one of them. Golf
Okay,
Club, of course.
I will say really quick about Fallout 76. I am only going to get into it if I know for sure other people are going to get into it as well, because you want to play online multiplayer. We already have Red Dead Redemption.
No. My copy's already on its way.
Damn, look at that. He
And-
just right up there said,
and
that's it. I got it.
The golf club. We haven't played that seriously since 2017.
I know. We got to grab
Or
our
was
golf
You gotta
or
get
was
back
it
into
16?
it.
And not to say I didn't enjoy it. That's the only golf game I've ever truly enjoyed.
Yeah.
Now, sorry, Kurt, I did interrupt you. So
Oh, no, that's fine. I was agreeing with you. Hitman.
Man. Hit.
See,
Man,
I
hit.
remember the original Hitman for the original Xbox.
Yeah.
I loved the hell out of that game. I really did. So that's one I'm definitely gonna have to try to pick up. Spiral. Yeah, I kind of think I might need to pick that up too. SNK 40th anniversary golf club. Of course, Fallout 76. Those are my picks out of those.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's okay. So Spyro Reignited, absolutely. I've never played the Spyro games, so that works for me. Hitman 2. Those games are so much fun, especially when you get to be creative about each level that you play. And plus, I think that game is primed for streaming as well. Golf Club, that's something that the three of us really enjoy playing together. So that's another awesome one. SNK 40th Anniversary Collection. Holy cow. So the Controller Throwers podcast is a member of Gamerheads Network of Podcasts. Go check it out over at gamerheadspodcast.com. They got a copy of this game to review, and it's incredible. It's a whole bunch of not only NES versions of SNK games, but the arcade versions. So not only do you get all three Akari Warrior games, you also get all three Akari Warrior games for the arcade. So you get the NES versions and the arcade versions.
Nice.
You get POW for the NES and POW the arcade version. And back in those days, there was a huge difference between those.
There was, yeah, absolutely.
And not only that, but they're going to be, in like a couple weeks, they're going to add a bunch more games to it for free in an update. Time Soldiers being one of them. That was a game I loved playing. That had like one of those strange controllers where it was kind of like a hexagonal 2 joysticks and you actually spun, twisted the joysticks. So, SNK 40th Anniversary. Fallout 76, almost. Yeah, I'm not going to sing the song. I've been singing the song enough lately. Civilization. I want to pick up Civ. Civ is an awesome game. I loved Civ.
I haven't played that much. I've never played Civ.
You would love it. Well, I told you, I think I told a few stories back about what happened when I played and France tried to get cheeky with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I nuked their capital city.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think you would like Civ. I think you would. So, and then of course one of the heavy hitters, Pokemon Let's Go. I know some people are saying it's not a traditional Pokemon, it's not a hardcore Pokemon game, but you know what? It's a Pokemon game for the Switch, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. There's probably about 6 games on this list that I want to get just this week, and I'm probably only going to get 1 or 2. Probably just the one. Probably just Fallout 76. But I'm definitely getting Fallout 76. It's already ordered. It's on its way, with a fancy steelbook to go with it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at you with all this stuff.
Things.
That's like I was about to buy the Red Dead Redemption $99 kit that had the steel case and everything like that, all nice and everything. I'm like, yeah, okay. Mike's like, no, don't get it.
Don't get it.
I'm like,
don't spend the money.
Michael.
There's already.
Okay.
I just took
All
I
right.
just took some old pop cans and cut them open and put that around the cover of my my Red Dead Redemption 2. So I got the aluminum case.
Well, all that I did
Nobody
was
else got one of those.
all that I did with mine is put it in the drive and let it just download the whole game.
Yep. So yeah, lots of crazy stuff coming out. So awesome to hear. And so thank you for that, Brian. I also want to point out once again, Golf Club 2019. We got to pick that up.
Yes.
Kurt, I want you to go find your nearest Santa. Get yourself nice and cozy on his lap. Just kind of nestle yourself in there. Put your head on his shoulder.
PG show, Mike. PG show.
Well,
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
The next Santa you see, run and chase him down and tackle him, and just grab him by his shirt and be like, "Golf club," and then run away.
Yeah.
Because that'll happen.
Yeah.
We'll be seeing Kurt on the news.
Right? That would bad.
Sweet. All right, so speaking of deals and games and all that other stuff, so we had a few less news bits because we're actually going to do something real quick. Next week in America is Thanksgiving, and that's where we tell each other how much we love each other and how thankful we are. And the very next day is Black Friday, where we beat the holy hell out of each other to get $100 off a TV. So America.
America.
So what we're going to do is, so what we've done is a lot of these companies, or Target, Best Buy, Walmart, GameStop, they have amazing sales on all sorts of things, and we went on and we found kind of our picks, because if we seriously went over every video game deal, this podcast would be like another 3 hours. So
We'd be here till Black Friday.
Oh!
Dun, 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 dun.
All right.
God.
Good night, everybody. Actually, we should have a show now with that kind of.
Yeah, we're done.
So here is our Black Friday sales spectacular. So what we've done is we've gone through all these Black Friday ads, and we've just basically given our picks as to what games we think are really good deals and what games that we are interested that we might try to pick up. So, would anyone like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Mine isn't necessarily just games, though. So
Okay.
this is just globally like tech, but it's based around games. So it's not games themselves, but it's based around games. So from Walmart, they've got a Razer keyboard, mouse, and mousepad combo for like $95, and it's the Chroma ones. So for those of you who are computer gamers, the Razer keyboard, mouse, and mousepad combo for only $95. That's an awesome deal because normally the keyboard itself is over $95. So that's pretty cool because you get the mouse and the mousepad combo, and since it's the Chroma, that means it has the backlit keys and everything else. So it's very nice, very good switches. They have Cherry MX or Cherry switches on them and stuff like that, so they're very good. As far as an actual stand-up thing, arcade, they have the arcade for like $260. So if you wanted to go and get yourself a Pac-Man or a Galaga or whatever, if you didn't want to build one yourself or anything like that, but $260, not a bad deal because a lot of them actually go for like 500 plus on that, even though they only play the single game. So if you're looking for something like that and you're not a handyman, you don't know how to make your own, that's not a bad deal. For the actual video game themselves, Red Dead Redemption 2 or Fallout 76 is going to be like $60. So $59.99 for that, not a bad price, not a huge great deal, but all right, it's out there. And that's at Walmart. Target PS4 Spider-Man bundle, $200. Right, comes with PS4 controller and Spider-Man, $200, $199.99. That's not a bad deal. Best Buy, 65-inch Samsung 4K smart TV. You need to play your video games, right? $600. $600 for a 65-inch Samsung 4K smart TV. That's not a bad price at all whatsoever. You spend an extra $100, get a 70-inch instead of 65. So not horrible as far as the prices. That's what I got.
Brian, you all right there, bud?
No, I'm just laughing because Kurt took like half of mine.
Sorry, dude.
No, that's okay. That's okay because I also agreed with the 1 terabyte PS4 Slim with Spider-Man because I mean I kind of also looked at this too as not necessarily as what are great deals, but what I would be interested in buying if I were actually going to go out on Black Friday, but I'm not this time. So I saw that one because, well, I mean, Spider-Man. That's really the only reason why. There's at various locations. I think I saw it at Walmart, Target, and Best Buy. They have the Mario or the Switch with Mario Kart 8, I believe it was, for regular price, but it comes with basically a free game. The always every year they have the PS4 controllers for $39.99, which last time I bought controllers was when I got my system 4 years ago or so, and my batteries are pretty much shot, so it's pretty much a wired controller nowadays. So I might be picking up one of those. And yes, Kurt mentioned because I am looking for a new TV, and Kurt mentioned the 70-inch 4K TV for $699, $700. That if I actually was not going to a football game on Friday, I would be in line Thursday to get that TV.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice. I have a Samsung TV, smart TV myself, 4K, and I'm telling you, they're amazing TVs.
But I mean, that being said, even though just because Best Buy has them, I'm sure other places will, or even Amazon will as well. So I will definitely be keeping my eyes open. But those are the 4 that I had. So
sweet. So Brian,
I went kind of like I said with what I'm looking for versus what I thought were great deals.
Okay. So Brian, I know you were holding out on the Switch until you saw that would make something that would make it worth your while. Is Mario Kart so is essentially getting the system for $250 and Mario Kart?
No.
Is that's not worth your while yet?
I never really was huge into Mario Kart outside of the Mario Kart 64.
Okay.
So if it was Breath of the Wild or maybe Mario Odyssey, I know those are older games, but if it was like a Metroid game that recently would have come out, something like that, yeah. But I'm just not that excited about Mario Kart. So
okay.
Or if it was like, get an extra set of Joy-Con controllers or something, that would have made me look into it a little bit more.
Okay.
And I actually talked to the wife about that too. I'm like, the system is normally like $299. So basically they're just throwing in a free game. But if it was like $249.99 and they threw in a free game, then I'm like, that is an awesome deal. I have to be in line for that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it's just like, oh, you're giving me a game. Thanks.
Yeah.
But if they dropped it $50, the system $50, even if they didn't throw in a game, if they dropped it $50, $249.99, okay, fine. But like, not a lot of people want that. I mean, I shouldn't say not a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Some people don't want that game, right?
It's been out for a while too, hasn't it?
It's still one of the best-selling Nintendo games of all time.
Ding, ding, ding. Make sure you remember that for when he does the NPD, next week.
It's actually funny you brought that up because I was going to say, I don't remember that being on NPD last month.
Was it? I'm not sure.
But maybe it was. I don't remember.
No. So.
But yeah, I mean, it's a very popular family multiplayer game, so I would assume that. But I also think that a lot of people already have it too, so it'd be like getting the PS4 with Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
Everybody's already got it, but here's another
exactly.
So here's all the system deals. So I just wrote down the system deals. So yeah, you've got the $200 PlayStation 4 Spider-Man bundle, which is a good deal. You've got a $200 PlayStation VR with Astrobot and Moss as in pack-in games. You've got a $200 Xbox One S system with Minecraft, like Creators Edition or something like that, I think it's called. Then, of course, the $300 Switch with Mario Kart and a $70 2DS with Mario Maker, which is a good deal considering Mario Maker is like $40. So you're getting the system technically for $30. So those are the systems. So the games that I found, the ones that interested me, Target, $40 for Starlink. This is this space battle game, and if you get it for the Switch, it features the characters from Star Fox. Normally retails for $75 because it includes some really cool ship NFC things. But to get that for $40 at Target is a great deal. I think Sherry's going to help me try to grab that. So thank you, Sherry. They're also going to have Call of Duty World War II for $25. And I'm not a Call of Duty person, but I loved the Call of Duty World War II games. They were really good. I think the last time there was a Call of Duty World War II game was back on the 360. Also for $25, Far Cry 5. I keep hearing amazing things about Far Cry 5. It's supposed to be really, really cool. So I'm interested in picking that up. And now this one's kind of weird, but for $15 at Target for the Switch, Legendary Fishing. It's $15. That's cheaper than a lot of digital games, and I could always go for a nice fishing game. If it's a halfway decent fishing game, I'd pick that up.
You don't even play Minecraft and fish anymore. What are you going to do with a fishing game?
But that's Minecraft fishing. That's not real fishing.
Get the fishing pole in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, okay, that's a better idea. I save money that way.
That's well, we'll get to that.
At Best Buy, you can get Red Dead Redemption 1, the Game of the Year edition, for only $10. So if you've never played it, it's still a phenomenal game, and it's backwards compatible on the Xbox One, so you can pick that up for $10. And here's the other thing. Walmart, $17. A game that I've been pushing you guys to pick up lately. $17 at Walmart, you can get Diablo 3. So, yeah. So just going to throw that out there to you guys in case you are interested in some gauntlet-y fun times. All right. I'm going to have to edit that out.
That answers that question.
Yeah. Okay. So that's our, I don't even know what to call it, Black Friday Sales Spectacular? Sure, why not?
That's our Black Friday, what we would pick up if we had money's spectacular.
All right. So be sure to check out pick up a newspaper next week, next Wednesday or Thursday, to see all the fun ads that are going to be on, and be sure to make sure you're packing like some brass knuckles or something in case things get out of hand.
And if they do, film it.
Yeah.
And email it to us at
thecontrollerthrowers@gmail.com.
There you go.
All right. So let's get into our retrospective. This week, the assignment was to go to Sherry, but since she's not here today, I'm taking it upon myself to talk all about her assignment, which I'm actually pretty excited to talk about this one because it's a game I enjoyed. So Sherry's game, or my game now, is for the Sega Genesis, a game called Sonic Spinball. It was
spin a lot.
That's right. It was an offshoot, of course, of the Sonic the Hedgehog games. It released on... This I found interesting. This is fascinating. It released on November 18th, 1993. So we are only 5 days away from its 25th anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, happy anniversary.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
that's a quinky dink.
Isn't it? I thought that was really cool. So, yeah.
Cool.
So it released on, like I said, November 18th, 1993. It was developed by the Sega Technical Institute in America, so it was not programmed by the original Japanese developers because they were too busy working on Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. So once, once it was determined, let me get to that in just a second. So Sonic Spinball is essentially, it's a Sonic the Hedgehog game where you play as Sonic, but you're trapped pretty much inside a giant pinball machine, and you control the flippers that, and you have to basically, you knock Sonic around the board, try to collect the Chaos Emeralds, try to defeat there's bosses in the game, and of course try to defeat Dr. Robotnik. So it's not like a traditional Sonic game, but it's different enough so that it is very interesting. So, like I said before, Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles were currently in development by the Sega team in Japan. When they realized that they were not able to get these games done in time to release them for that holiday season, because Sonic the Hedgehog 2, when that came out, it was huge. Sega was not prepared at how popular Sonic the Hedgehog 2 would be. So they wanted to push out another game that next year so they can jump on that hype. Unfortunately, the games would not be completed. So they reached out to the American division at Sega Technical Institute and said, we need you to make a Sonic game, and we need you to do it within the next 9 months. So they're like, okay. But so it was made over the course of 9 months. A majority of the work was completed within 2 months.
Wow.
Because it needed to be out in time for the 1993 holiday shopping season.
That's incredible.
Yeah, so there were a huge amount of time constraints. So the game was also released for the Game Gear and the Sega Master System in 1994 and then 1995. So, let's see. So, when trying to figure out what kind of Sonic game would work, the research team found that the Casino Night Zone of Sonic 2 was one of the most popular levels in the game, and I think that might be the second level. That's where it looks like you're in Vegas. So they decided to say, okay, so what was so popular? It was the neon lights. It was the constant bouncing around for the bonus levels. It was all this other stuff. And they're like, okay, so let's make this into a pinball mechanic. So they actually drew inspiration from an Amiga game called Pinball Dreams to find out a lot, to be inspired to make Sonic Spinball. So they designed basic animations depicting Sonic as a pinball, and they sent it over to Sega, which is a very basic concept, and Sega approved it and said, go ahead and do it. So it needed to be completed on a ridiculously tight schedule. Sega Japan sent some of their staff from Japan to America to help out with the development as well. So, and things started to get really tight. Like they felt they weren't going to make the deadline, so they changed the entire programming language to just C, just because before Sega Genesis it would go based on assembly, but now they changed it to C language, which is pretty basic computer language. So that was not something that normal Genesis games were made with. So in retrospect, they decided they said that they wish they had more time to make it and really perfect it, but they were happy with that they were able to get it done. So between mid-June and August, it went from being just a proof of concept with just terrible collision detection to a fully completed game. So, and then even better, right before the game was set to ship, right before the game, the Sega Technical Institute was advised, oh, by the way, Sega doesn't own the rights to the Sonic the Hedgehog theme song.
What?
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they didn't know. So they had to scramble and create a whole new theme song specifically for Sonic Spinball. So
how did they not own the rights to it?
So the tune was owned by a Japanese band called Dreams Come True, and they just used that for Sonic 1. So
Wow.
to avoid legal issues, they couldn't use it for Spinball. So they came up
Wow.
with the theme song for Sonic Spinball in 2 hours, slapped it into the game, and got ready to ship.
Jeez.
So they were concerned that because they rushed the game and they were in such a rush to get it done. It was so different from a regular Sonic game. They were really worried about it, but they were very surprised to find out that the game sold really well, and it of course benefited from the franchise's popularity. So it was very popular. It did sell a lot. It's been re-released on 11 different platforms. It's been on the GameCube, the PlayStation 2, the Xbox, PC, 360, PlayStation 3. I think that's just. Oh no, on the Wii and the Virtual Console, on the PlayStation 4. I don't know if I mentioned that, on iOS. And it was also on Steam. So
it's got a lot of ports.
Yeah, it's got a ton of ports. The game received mixed reviews. So on Game Rankings, it holds an average of 61%. So, which isn't too bad, not the best, but back, I will say back 25 years ago, getting a 66 out of 10 isn't as bad as getting a 6 out of 10 nowadays. Would you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, absolutely.
6 out of 10 is still a good game. It's better. It's a little bit better than average.
Right.
So some of the reviews, Electronics Gaming Monthly said that the sound effects were top notch. The graphics were sharp, as just as sharp as the other Sonic games. Let's see what else. So the game's control scheme received the most criticism, which I'll agree with. So they're saying that the control configuration, the game was like a mediocre example of a pinball game, and I'll agree with that because when I played the game, in a pinball game you have to be precise and perfect. There is just the tiniest bit of lag from when you press the button and the flippers go that can really, really ruin it. So a second pinball game in the series, Sonic Pinball Party, was released on the Game Boy Advance in 2003, and that received pretty popular reviews. So that's all the interesting stuff about Sonic Spinball. Now, I played the game back in the day. So I used to babysit the neighbor kids, and they had a Genesis and I didn't. So that's why I really loved babysitting them, because I'd put them to bed at like 6. I'd be like, "Go to bed. I'm gonna play. I'll be downstairs playing your Sega Genesis." And Sonic Spinball was the game I played every single time, and I loved it. The game is hard. I don't think I ever made it past the first level. I don't think I even made it to the boss of the first level. Yeah. It's a tough game, but I still really enjoyed it. I love the music in the game too. I really enjoyed the music on it. I really like the sound effects. I'm always a big fan of Sega sound effects, but I really loved it. And I recently picked up the Sega Genesis collection for the PlayStation 4, and
nice.
just today, like Kurt can say, we were talking before the show started. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm playing Sonic. I got to get a game of Sonic Spinball in before I do the retrospective today." He's like, "Okay, all right, just play the game, man." So I played it, and it was exactly like I remembered. Really, really difficult, really hard, but I still had fun with it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so that is Sonic Spinball for the Sega Genesis, a Sonic game / pinball game. And I was also telling Kurt, Brian, that you guys got to pick up the Sega Genesis collection for the PS4, because a lot of the games on here, Sonic Spinball might be one of them, but Streets of Rage, Golden Axe have online multiplayer. So
sweet.
Yeah, good stuff. So that's that. So Brian, since you missed out last week, we're going to give you your retrospective assignment today. So hooray.
Oh, goody.
Yeah.
Goody.
So let us go ahead and spin the wheel for Brian. Can you guys... Oh, I got to share my screen. Let's see.
And you might want to put it in the chat too. There you go. There's that part.
There we go.
And there's that part.
Okay. So you ready, Bri?
Sure, go ahead.
All right. Spinning the wheel. Your game is...
Oh.
Speaking of which,
Huh.
your game is another Sega Genesis classic, Streets of Rage. So now you have to pick up the Sega Genesis collection. So you get to play Streets of Rage, which is an amazing game. So you got a good pick right there.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And you're not skipping out on it.
Oh, maybe. Who knows?
All right. Sounds good. All right, so let us get into what we've been playing. So, anyone want to go first? I just did a lot of talking, so I'm going to give myself a rest.
I'll go. I'll go first then, since I have one game that I've been playing.
Okay.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
There you go.
Tell us about it.
And I am loving this game. And this game is slowly moving up as becoming one of my favorites of all time.
All time?
Yeah.
Even
it's
better than
moving up there.
Even better than Army Men, Sarge's Heroes?
It's getting
Ooh.
there. It's getting there. Like, there's so much to do that you don't even have to really even bother with the story mode. Like, I literally spend half of my time just hunting and now fishing.
Yep.
So to get into a little part of the story, at the end of one of the quests, you pretty much go out with a couple of your gang members, and you literally sit on a boat and fish. And I probably did that for an hour. And I just catching small, largemouth bass and throwing them back, catching them, throwing them back, catching them, throwing them back. It was so much fun.
Nice.
I got a map for the legendary fish, which I'm looking forward to. Hunting, I've been enjoying hunting everything, though I didn't have the weapons to hunt a crocodile, which was fun because I take out my varmint rifle and I get up close to him and I shoot him and he kind of turns and looks at me like, really, that was it? and he charges at me, so I'm like, ah! So I literally ran away from him and luckily got away, but didn't kill him.
Yeah.
I was able to lasso an elk and do the clean kill with the knife, which was amazing because this animal was gigantic.
Oof.
I've done a couple of the story modes. I made it to chapter 3. But I'm just enjoying the scenery. I'm enjoying riding on the horse, which I bought a new horse. I spent like $450 and I got its tail braided. And I got some new, yes, I braided its tail because I was like, why not?
That's crazy.
So yeah, I'm just enjoying every aspect of it.
Well, you mentioned this earlier, so you got to tell the story. Now, there was a snake in your boot?
Oh yes, the snake. I was hunting a deer, and I was doing it the I guess correct way, sneaking along, kind of sneaking up behind him, and all of a sudden I hear this rattling sound. I'm like, what is? I didn't know what it was, and sure enough, a snake jumps out at me. I don't actually remember because this was actually last weekend. If it actually bit me or if my character actually jumped out of the way. But the snake jumped out at me and my character moved and then I ended up shooting that thing and scaring all the deer away. But yeah, it's just, I was not even paying attention, not even looking for this thing, and it was there out of nowhere.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. I was like, wow, a snake! Oh my god, it almost killed me.
Huh.
And then my horse. I was going through a river. This was actually Saturday. I was going through a river, and my horse gets spooked and throws me off the river, or throws me off of itself into the river, and it bolts. I'm like, what is, and I never even saw it. I just saw the red dot on the mini map that I guess there was an alligator or something in the river.
Hmm.
But the horse got spooked off of something, threw me into it, and I'm surprised I got up and got away because I don't know what it was, but there was just a red enemy dot that was right next to me as my horse throws me.
Whew. Sounds fun.
It is.
Lots of fun.
It is, and I haven't even started like robbing trains or stagecoaches or anything yet either.
Yeah. All right. Kurt, how about you?
I played a lot of Crimson Skies.
Crimson Skies, High Road to Revenge?
Which one was it? It was Crimson Skies.
Well, there was only one Crimson Skies game.
No, that wasn't it. Hold on.
Oh, maybe there was more than one Crimson Skies game.
Crimson. Oh, I'm sorry. Crimson Clover.
Oh, Crimson Clover.
Crimson Clover. World Ignition.
What's Crimson Clover?
It is a shmup.
Ooh, shmups. I love shmups.
Yep. So it's a shmup. I was on Steam playing that. Yeah, played a lot of that. Really didn't get too far because the way that shmups are, you get your butt kicked a lot.
Those two words, bullet hell.
Yes.
So what style is it? What kind of style is it? Space? Is it?
It's a space one. It's not like you're an overland one. It's a futuristic. I guess it's not space. It's a land one, but it's futuristic.
Okay.
Where it has like ships and stuff like that also. So you see the land, and you also have like, I guess turrets on land and stuff like that shooting at you.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time that you have like spaceships or some sort of ship shooting at you at the same time. So it's not really, it's space, but it's not space. It's land, but it's not land. It's kind of like both mixed in. Yeah. So I mean, I played a lot of that this week just because it was me being able to sit down and just fire off a little bit, and then okay, well, I got to go do something, and then come back and all right, okay, let's fire off a little bit and go do something and stuff like that. So I played that, and very, very little Minecraft, believe it or not. Like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Of it. So majority was just that Crimson Clover, not Crimson Skies.
Clover. Okay. Now, it's Crimson Clover. Is that a horizontal where you're shooting up, or is it side scrolling?
Horizontal. So you're shooting up.
Okay.
So it's
That's cool.
Basically, you're just up scrolling and
right.
Yep.
Awesome. Oh man, you should stream that next time, man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those games where I can't. It's the reason why I didn't stream it is because it's one of those games where it's not a good fit for a long stream.
Yeah.
Because it'd be one of those things where it's like you play a half hour of it and you're just like, okay, I'm fed up, I'm done.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. I mean, I would stream it, but I don't like doing short streams. When I stream, I like doing a long stream, like a couple hour stream.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'll look into it and see maybe if I could do a shmup stream, and maybe I'll just go from one to the next and next and next.
Saturday shmups. Sounds good.
Oh, there you go.
All right, cool. So is that everything?
Yeah, just those two. That's it. I mean, like I said, I mainly played that one. I barely even played Minecraft, which is weird for me.
Yeah.
And as far as Minecraft, I played it today, and that's it.
Yeah.
A little bit, like an hour or so today, and that was it.
Huh.
So.
All right. Well, I played some more Red Dead Redemption 2. There was one instance. So I came upon a house and it was getting dark out, so I decided I'm going to rob the place. So I pull up my bandana and I start sneaking through the cornfield towards this house, and I get closer to the house, and I didn't see that there was a dog on the front porch, and the dog starts barking hysterically at me. It's like, roof, 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 and I'm like, oh great, this stupid dog is barking. So I go to turn the corner of the house, and as I turn the corner of the house, the owners of the house walk out the back door to investigate what's going on. And I'm like, oh no! And I turn around and I run back through the cornfield. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not. It's not worth it. I'm like, stupid dog. I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. But so I didn't rob the house. I decided, I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm not even gonna try. So I was just exploring some new areas, and I came across the river, and there was a guy standing on the banks of the river. And one thing I've learned in the game is that everybody hates you. Like, you say hello to people, and they're just mean. There's a lot of just rude people in this game. So, but this one guy wasn't. He was just hanging out, and I'm like, howdy. I'm like, howdy, friend. And he's like, make sure you keep your distance. And I'm like, okay. And so he's working. This guy's panning for gold. So he's panning for gold, and all of a sudden he's like, I found one. I found some gold. And he starts doing the old 1800s prospector dance, and he's holding his gold nugget up. This isn't even a cutscene. This isn't even a quest. This is just a random encounter. So he's like, yay, gold, I got gold. And so I press the L trigger to like focus on him, and then my options are greet, antagonize, and rob. So I decided to select rob. I decided to rob the guy. And Arthur Morgan goes, oh, thank you so much for finding that gold for me. I really appreciate it. And then the other guy, he's like, you're not taking this gold. And he pulls out a gun, so we get into a gunfight. And long yada, 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 I got me some gold. But I thought that was a really funny experience. I'm cracking up just watching this guy doing the old grizzled prospector dance when he got his gold. So I started playing, I don't even know why I started a new game, but I started playing Dragon Quest Builders on the Switch, which is a RPG / Minecraft clone. And it's using like the cutesy chibi characters from Dragon Quest, and you're in the overworld and you have to rebuild towns that have been destroyed. And when you rebuild towns, people will come from far away, move into the towns, and start building more stuff for you. And then you also go out and battle enemies. So I just got into that. I've already played the demo on the PlayStation 4. So I'm still in that same. Now I'm playing it on the Switch, but I'm still in that same area before the demo ends. So I'm used to everything. I know what's going on. So I'm having a lot of fun with Dragon Quest Builders. And finally, since it's November, I got back into one of my favorite games. I am playing Cuphead again.
What?
Yeah, I am playing me some Cuphead. So I'm trying now to do the expert runs and the pacifist runs. So I'm trying to battle some of the bosses on expert. I haven't beaten a single one yet. This is a real challenge. I'm trying right now. I'm up against Cagney Carnation, and the flower, the giant flower, and man, is it tough. He is a difficult one, even on expert. I'm getting close, though. Every single time I fight him, I get a little bit closer to beating him, so that's good. I'm also trying to do the pacifist run, because if you defeat the run and gun levels without shooting anybody, all of them, then you unlock black and white mode. So you play the game in black and white like a real old-timey game.
That's awesome.
So that's what I'm trying. I beat 2 levels with a pacifist run, and I got 4 more to go.
Sweet. Hopefully you get those. That'd be kind of cool to watch.
Yeah.
You should stream it.
Well, I can stream the pacifist ones.
No, stream everything.
But if I stream the expert runs, it's just going to be me dying and restarting, dying and restarting, dying and restarting, dying and restarting, like dying within the first minute.
Can I ask you a question?
You can ask me a question.
What is the problem with that?
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
That's entertainment. That's what's going to bring viewers.
Me embarrassing myself is entertaining?
Yes, and it's going to bring viewers.
Yeah. I'll stream it. I'll stream. We got to get our streaming schedule back on schedule. Everybody's dropping out of the streaming game lately, so. But that's what I've been playing. So yeah. All right, well, that just about does it for this week's episode of the Controller Throwers. Be sure to check us out on the social medias. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TCThrowers. You can also find us on Twitter. We are at TCThrowers. That's at T as in Tom, C as in Charlie, Throwers as in throwing things. You can also find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/TCThrowers. We air the podcast every Tuesday at about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. If you want to download the podcast, you can check iTunes and Google Play. Just search The Controller Throwers. You could also find us on gamerheadspodcast.podbean.com, or you can go to gamerheadspodcast.com to check us out. We are a member of the Gamerheads Network, so be sure to check out the Gamerheads podcast. Also, their episodes post every Monday. Our episodes post every Wednesday. You can also find an episode that Roger from Gamerheads does with myself called Buy It or Leave It, where we talk about all the games coming out for the week and whether or not it's worth purchasing, kind of like a Siskel and Ebert type thing, only we hate each other a lot less than those two hated each other. So, so until next time, everybody, we hope you have a great week. We'll see you all next Tuesday, but until then, have some fun, play some games. We'll see you all later. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Night.
If you like video games, debates, and silly banter, you'll love Gamerheads Podcast.
Outside of your store, because I do feel like your store knows its identity. I do. I think that you guys know what you are. No?
Not always.
Really?
It sells fidget spinners.
Well,
Not anymore.
I mean, for a while. But,
not
I mean,
anymore.
Not,
We're
not,
experimenting
not
with
anymore.
that's what I'm saying, though. You were just experimenting.
Golf was made by a Japanese guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go Iwata.
Yeah.
The game.
Yeah, not the
Okay.
sport.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
like, huh.
Well, speaking of Nintendo.
Follow Gamerheads on Podbean at gamerheadspodcast.podbean.com.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tyler,
I'm Lucas. And I'm Chris.
and we're better than Static. We meet up once a week and talk about movies, comics, and video games.
I don't want to talk about that.
Why are you complaining about all the topics I bring up? I'm trying to sound professional, Chris.
But we're not that good.
We are too good.
We may not be great, but we are better than Static.
You guys can hit up iTunes, Podbean, Google Play, and YouTube to check us out.
Hey, it's Carrington from Real Dudes Podcast, and with me I have some fantastic co-hosts. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
This is Andrew, coming to you from Lynchburg, Ohio.
This is Cody, coming from you also from Ohio.
And this is Kyle, coming to you straight from the armpits of West Virginia. We are an indie gaming podcast. We all share a love for games. And you can check out our show on Podbean. Just search for Real Dudes Podcast. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, really any of the podcasting outlets that you like to use. Again, that is Real Dudes Podcast. Be sure to check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. If you love video games, you will love our show.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, hey, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage because you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode, I take a look at video games based on comic book properties and how well they stick to that source material. So, whether you know the comics and want to actually learn how these games work, or know the games and want to know what the hell is going on, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com, the Brain Trust Bros Network, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.